Welcome to JazzTime.com. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. We offer the lowest price anywhere online. If you would like to know the price, simply click on the link in the description below. If you enjoy our videos, we'd greatly appreciate it if you would buy a watch from JazzTime. Today, I'm going to be comparing the Rolex Daytona reference 116503 on my left with the Rolex Yacht-Master 40 reference 116622 on my right. I'm going to talk to you guys about the bezel, the dial, the case, the bracelet, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts and try it on. So let's dive right in. The dial on the Daytona is a 18 karat yellow gold bezel. It's made of yellow gold, whereas on the Yacht-Master, this bezel here is made of platinum. The actual part, you see where my finger's pointing, this is actually stainless steel right here, where the ridges are, but this insert right here, if you were to actually take off the insert, that insert's actually platinum. And in fact, I even think the dial is also platinum, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me on that if I'm wrong in the comment section. The bezel on the Daytona is it's fixed with engraved tachymetric scale in 18 karat gold. So that means it's fixed. You can't move it. When I turn it left and right, it doesn't do anything. On the Yacht-Master, it does. You turn it and it goes left, it goes right. Okay. And I think I may have forgot to mention also at the very beginning is that the Daytona is yellow gold and steel, whereas the Yacht-Master is steel and platinum. Okay, now let's move on. Talk about the dial here. Now the dial on the Rolex Daytona is a white dial. They make it in various colors, such as white, black, with diamonds, mother of pearl, the green. They have all sorts of different colors. So. But on the Yacht-Master, they only make, this silver is actually discontinued. They do make it in its successor in blue and dark rhodium, but at least as of now, they don't have this color anymore, which is like a silver. Okay. Now the dial, if you look at the Daytona, I think it's a very cool dial. Obviously has these subdials, but the big difference being that they're different in function. Now, if you look at the Daytona has 3 subdials, and you can check elapsed time using these push buttons, which we have in separate videos, like how to do that. On the Yacht-Master, you can check elapsed time, but you do so by moving the bezel to where it needs to go, and then you're letting the second hand pass. Now, in terms of readability, which is what you use your watch for, I assume, to tell time, I think the Yacht-Master is a lot easier to read. Now, I'm going to show you what it looks like at nighttime. You see, like, when the maxi dial luminesces like this, it's really easy to see. Now, the Daytona, it's also luminesces, but you can see which one's easier for you guys to read. Probably the Yacht-Master, right? So it's just, I think, in terms of readability, the Yacht-Master kind of wins out, but in terms of like complexity, complexity, the Daytona kind of wins out there. So, it depends on what you want, complexity or simplicity. The dials are both 40 millimeters, by the way, which leads us to our next section, which is the case. Now, the case uses both an Oyster 40 millimeter Oyster case on both of them. In fact, they're the same case. If you look at them side by side, you can even see that. Okay, so that's a pretty cool thing right there. They all both use a screw down case, a screw down triple lock case back. Okay, now if you look at the case back, it's stainless steel and it's a screw down. You can't see the movements in either. Now I'll just tell you what they are. On the Daytona, it uses a 4130, which has been around for like 20 years, and it has a power reserve of around 70 hours, whereas the Yacht-Master uses a 3135 and it has a power reserve of about 48 hours, and that movement has also been around for 30 years or so. Both are tried and tested movements, so you're not really going to have an issue with any of them. I will say, however, that the Yacht-Master, the newer version of that 126622, has a 3235 versus this one, which has a 3135. So the Yacht-Master, the current versions have the upgraded movement, whereas the Daytona is actually still using the 4130 caliber, and I actually used my caliper measures earlier to check the height, and here on the left, the Daytona, it measured 12.3 millimeters, whereas the Yacht-Master measured 11.8. So it was off by like 0.5 millimeters. I suspect that's because the Daytona has a thicker case because of the added complication of chronograph. Okay, now let's move on to the bracelet here. Now the bracelet, the one on the left happens to be a two-tone watch, but had it been, well, okay, it's a two-tone watch. That's one of the obvious differences. But they're both using an Oyster bracelet. Now they don't make either of these watches with a Jubilee bracelet, so this is the only variation that you'd be able to get anyways. And if you look at both of the clasps, they're actually also identical. Aside from, of course, one being yellow, gold, and steel, the other being all stainless steel. The Yacht-Master is all stainless steel with a high polish down the center. The Daytona is yellow, gold, and steel with high polish down the center as well. It's just different material. Now they use the same kind of buckle. They both have the comfort extension link. Now we'll look at the Daytona, which has a comfort extension link of 5 millimeters. You see this? You just push it here, and it closes the comfort extension link. And the Yacht-Master actually has the exact same thing. So that's also a pretty cool thing. I mean, they're both sports watches, kind of make sense. Now they both close just like this. I'm going to hold the buckles next to each other. You can see they're actually the same size, except obviously one is yellow, gold, and steel. One is, you see? Take a look. Okay, now I said I'd give you my thoughts. Well, I really think the Daytona, it's quite classic. It's one of those watches that have been around forever. Whereas the Yacht-Master is a little bit newer. So if you want that classic an iconic look, you really can't go wrong with the Daytona. And if if kind of racing is your thing, it's a race inspired watch. The Yacht-Master is a sailing inspired watch. It's a lot cheaper. It's much more legible. I think it probably would be a little bit more practical because, of its price. Both are good and both are on sale at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.